There really are a lot of factors that could go into making your music sound fuller and more alive, and they could be sound selection, how properly you layer sounds together, how properly you mix, and the sounds you use as background filler sounds are also extremely important as well. And those are the ones that we're going to work on in this video. But as always, the only way you're really going to benefit from this video is if you watch the entire video from beginning to end without skipping anything and without clicking off of this video. And I guarantee that if you do that, your songs will become 20% fuller just from the information that you learn in this video. So let's get to the magic. So a very common situation for my students to be in is that they build a song starting with the chords or the melody. So the chords might sound like this. And then they add a bass line. And then they go ahead and add the lead. I had to take the lead out of this because I don't want to get snagged for copyright, because it is a remix that I did not get any clearance for. So we can add drums. So then the next part would be, well, we have all the chords, the bass, the melody, and the drums, but what do we add next? Like, what is next after this? Well, you go ahead and add the little stuff that nobody's really paying attention to, but helps tie everything together. And what I like to do is I like to use the transitional point to help us do that. So listen to what I have on this transition. I have these two little effects here that I made with the vocals that I'll show you how to make in a second. And then we can even add a little effects here that sounds like this. So just those two little effects really bring out the atmosphere, make it come alive, and it just makes everything sound like it's just moving. The final thing that I added was a little vocal chop in the background. It sounds like this. It's just like a constant vocal chop that just keeps going. But the most important filler sounds that we encounter in this project is these two right here. And the reason is because you can use them in the entire track on every single transition. You don't just have to make them once and then call it off. So the way we make that sound is you have to take it from your acapella. So I had this full acapella from Cash Cash's Finest Hour song. And I had this specific little phrase from the acapella. And I took the hour right there and I pitched it up 12 semitones. Let me go ahead and just line it up like this. And then the result without the vocal synth would sound like this. So that now it's going to sound very up pitched because I had it up 12 semitones. Kind of sounds like a mouse, but then I put it on a vocal synth. So this is a vocal synth that I pay like 15 bucks a month for from splice.com. I rent to own it. It's like a very cheap way to get plugins. And with this on, it just turns any vocal into a synth. By the way, this vocal synth, I just used a preset. And so with reverb, it sounds like this. And when I added the reverb on it, I just put the mix all the way up and the amount of time to 15 seconds. And yes, you can use the reverb from Logic or the reverb from Ableton or FL Studio. All those stock reverbs will work the exact same. Just put the mix all the way up or the wet knob all the way up and extend the length of time out. You don't need to use vocal synth. You could use Logic's vocoder plugin or FL Studio's Vocodex, or I don't know exactly what it's called in FL Studio, and then Ableton should have a vocoder that you could use as well, and that's how you would make that sound. And so when I do these sounds, you could see that the section of my song starts right here, but this sound is going to lead into that section of the song. So the marker is going to go through that sound and then start the next section of the song. So again, this sound is the same thing. It's just a cut from the acapella that originally sounded like this. Like that, just a normal vocal sound, and then I up pitch it 18 semitones to get the right notes. And it kind of sounded like a cool little ethnic flute, and I figured with a little bit of echo that would really bring it out and make it sound amazing. And then reverb, because reverb's amazing. And then together. And again, just works amazing for any section of this song. And one last thing you could do is that once you have your transitional effects like I do here, you can add a constant effect throughout the entire section of your song. So this is my bridge. But with the filler sound, which sounds like this, it sounds like this. It kind of brings everything out and just allows you to get rid of that blank, empty space that isn't exciting to listen to. So if you guys want to learn the correct workflow for adding amazing transitional sounds and filler sounds like I did in this track, I actually do that really well in the first 2 weeks of my EDM Bootcamp. So you'll get the complete rundown of how to make a song all the way through production, chords, melodies, sound design, arrangement, mixing, and mastering. And if you're interested in learning all of that stuff, come join me in the bootcamp and stay tuned for the next video.